Hi, this is Donnie bringing our weekly Bible reading devotional as we launch into the Gospel of John this week. Such good stuff to come in John's Gospel. But I want to share a little bit of a story. This happened to me a couple years ago when I was in a prayer meeting where we were gathering around. We broke up in groups and then had each person sit in the center while the rest of us kind of just listened to see what God would put on our hearts or maybe get a picture or something for them, and then we'd speak that out. And so in this particular meeting, I had someone in my group that as soon as someone sat down, they're like, oh, I got a picture. And then they would share it. And for each person, the picture went along these lines. It's like, God made you this way. And they begin speaking things about that person's personality. And sometimes they were things everyone around us who knew the person could resonate. Yeah, that's exactly what they're like. And sometimes it was even things like, yeah, and that kind of drives me crazy that they're like that. But now this person's speaking it out, saying, no, God made you that way for a reason, and then begins speaking it so that by the end of it, I was left going, that's the coolest thing ever. This person is amazing. I want to be like that. And so I see that in John's gospel as we see Jesus interacting with different people this week. Watch for it. He seems to see into us, and he knows us at the core, and he actually seems to like us. That's the crazy thing. So in chapter 1, you get Peter. When Peter comes to Jesus, Jesus looks at him, it says, and then he just immediately says, you're Simon, son of Jonah. You will be called Peter, meaning the rock. Jesus renames him. It's like he looks into him. And if you know anything about Peter in the Gospels, you know Peter is anything but a rock. He is unstable. He is up and down and all over the place. And yet Jesus sees him at the core, and sees what God is making him and calls it out of him. I think that's so cool. We see it a little later with Nathanael in chapter 1 where Jesus, he comes to him and he's like, can anything good come out of Nazareth? And so then Jesus says, oh, I know you, a man without any deceit in you. He's like, how do you know me? I saw you under the fig tree. And we get this little window into, we don't know what happened under the fig tree, how Jesus saw it, but he sees Nathanael at the core, and Nathanael's undone. You even see it a little later with the woman that Jesus meets at the well, where Jesus tells her all about her and all the not so good parts of her life, and yet in that she doesn't feel condemned at all. It's like he draws stuff out of her. And so as you watch Jesus interact with people, I want you also to know that he knows you. He knows who he's making you. And he names us and he calls out the beauty in us. He likes us. Let those thoughts just roll around in your heart a little bit this week as you see the incredible ways Jesus interacts with different people in John's gospel. I'll see you next time.